like I've said, this is not a forum for accusations of character assassinating others for not able to defend themselves. And at all times, we must uphold courtesy and be considerate of differing opinions. While we value various perspectives, let's also refrain from imposing our views on one another. Like I also said, we also use this platform every Friday to network and connect with you, our brothers and sisters across Africa and in the diaspora. So please follow someone who is next to you. Follow me as well. Follow those who are speaking here, and I'm sure they will also keep in touch with you. Let me begin with Dr. Mashanga. Of course, you've been at the heart of diplomacy, and the issues that are being raised here. One is the issue around the rule of law, or the rules that if you have to live, and that's why we have the system of visa application and so forth. A country can deny you a visa, a country can give you a visa, and they are justified. They are justified for any. They are justified for any decision. You're always allowed to enter, live, or stay for a specified period of time in a country. And if you've applied to be in a country and you don't, you don't submit to those particular rules, then you at liberty never to get into that country again, or the host country can always allow you to leave. What is your immediate opinion on this, Dr. Machanga? And I know you've traveled from one country to the other, and each country has its own set of rules that govern who enters and who leaves, right?
Yes, Kennedy. First of all, thank you very much. After a long time, I've been busy in courts around the world trying to fix Africa. In Banjul, Arusha, European Court of Justice, ICC, ICJ, and several other courts, trying to shout, trying to put my tools of analysis at work to see whether I can fix Africa somewhere, somehow, especially the states of Nigeria and the southern Cameroon, where we still have, I don't know why they did not put those states on this visa ban. Nigeria should have been here, plus plus Cameroon. They have been discriminative. First of all, southern Cameroon, Paul Biya is slaughtering people. Nigeria is horror, gone. They should have added them here, but that is another day. Maybe it's coming. He says more countries will be coming. But let me come to the core of the subject of diplomacy. First of all, you need a visa, you need a passport. Your country, your passport you hold is not your passport. It's the passport of the government, of the president of that country. It's the property of the republic of that country where you come from. That's point number one. The government has the right to withdraw it at any time. Two, when you enter any country in Africa or in the world, in Britain, in the US, in China, in South America, in Australia, there are norms, there are regulations. That's what we said, when you go to Rome, you behave like a Romans. Eat pasta. If you don't eat it, carry your food, matoke, from Uganda, like a Cloud, Kibirige, and others who are on this platform. Carry some matoke in the box and explain to them that God has created me to eat matoke or pepe for Nigerians. Don't go there and start telling them something that they don't know. That's why there's this saying that when you go to Rome, do as the Romans do. Most of the people of late have found themselves at crossroads with states, even in Africa first, before we go there. You have seen Kenya got a bitter war with Tanzanians. Some of us have been going to Tanzania since 1978. I have never been stopped or removed or told to go there. Never, never, because I am polite. I tell the immigration officer exactly what I have come to do. I'm at or business 3 days. I'll stay in Kiski, Kilimanjaro. I'll stay in Serena Hotel. You can find me if you want. We don't go there to say I am coming here to challenge a position. You will be taken away. No immigration officer. If you go to JFK, Kennedy Airport at New York, and you say, I've come here to abuse Trump. No immigration officer will allow you one day and the rest of you who are here to enter. First of all, they will take you to a psychiatric hospital to say whether you're a very good man or a wrong person. So when you are traveling and you are going to any country, first of all, we as Africans must admit we must behave in a manner that those the rules and the regulations of those countries want. Let me leave that part there. Let me come to my African countries. Poor Africa, we people, we never learn. We never learn. We have a problem. We even sell our Africa so poorly. We are never united for against anything. Do you know where you can hurt Mr. Trump? Is all African football clubs that are going to take part in World Cup withdraw. Yes, Matanga, if I was the chairman of African Union, and unfortunately you people, some people here, I told them you are going to, you are voting a French colony. You are putting him in power. He will act like the French. You opposed me. I'm now laughing. I'm the man laughing up to the bank. If I had money, I would be banking a lot. I told you, I warned you. The World Cup is coming in America. Let African Union rise up, mobilize Africa, boycott, leave them. Trump should not think he has got extra blood. We have the same blood color and the same everything. Maybe the only thing he did as is taller than some of us. But everybody, human being, is the same. And boycott the Olympics. Let's start. Let African Union tell them we are warning all African countries that are participating in World Cup tournament in America not to step one leg in there. If you step there, we disqualify you from our football on the continent. Period. Let's black out America also.
Can we say, Dr. Mata, can we say that when the same problem we have on the continent, where according to the Africa Visa Openness Index, which of essentially measures, which essentially measures the ease of travel for African citizens, even across the continents, only 28% of intra-Africa travel routes are visa-free. So why should Africans get united when they cannot even allow their own nations to travel within their own countries?
Exactly. I was coming to you are right. I'm tackling that question in that manner. I was first of all giving you, if I were the one handling African Union affairs, if you had elected me, I wanted to go for this thing. My president told me, you should support Raila Odinga. President Museveni removed my name. I gave him my bio. I wanted this post, but they removed me because I'm educated even better than some of these guys mushrooming themselves there. I would have done a great job by mobilizing Africa to tell them, please, we have suffered enough. Look at the statement they wrote. A mild statement that is not worth it. Let me come back. You see, what you want others to be beaten with bites you. That's what Wandera wants me to talk about. It is, it is easier to go to Britain than go to South Africa. For a Nigerian to enter South Africa, you need to bring your father's death certificate. Look at that. That we are now. We should not even. In fact, here, let's just agree.
Which country is that?
Mr. Trump is. Eh?
Which country is that you need? Which country is that you need your grandfather's certificate?
South Africa. If a Ugandan wants to go to South Africa, you need to say Claude Kibirige was born in 1922 and died, but the certificates were written on stones. Then the visa will be given to you. South Africa. In South Africa. We allow South Africa to enter Entebbe airport free. But they don't allow us to go into their country freely. South Africans don't even allow Nigerians to enter South Africa freely. Huh? Huh? You see the problem we have? But South Africans, if you reach there, you need to get a certificate of your grandfather and bring this other document, bring this even when you have more money than some of the immigration officers who are interviewing you. Because when I'm going to South Africa, I carry like 100,000 rands to enjoy. And you are stopping me and bringing money in your economy. Then you need to fill a visa, a Ugandan fill form, come this way, come bring your teeth, open up your teeth, show your ear. This is exactly happening in Africa. So Wafula, Wandera, what you are talking exactly. If in Africa itself, we have regimes of this nature, who are you to point a finger at America now? We have regimes that don't allow other people to go to their countries. You can't go to some countries. There are few countries in Africa where Ghana, you can enter even when your chest is open, no shirt. They will tell you to wear the shirt and look at your passport, check it with its features is correct. Whoop, you enter, you start going to the beach, Lambadi Hotel, Kempinski Hotel, everywhere. You go to Senegal, Gambia, you can enter. You go to Rwanda, my Rwanda, my beloved Rwanda, my friend Kagame. You go, you can open up the way you want. You arrive in, for example, if you're a member of COMESA, you arrive in Zimbabwe, you have no problem. You arrive in places, there are so many places, a few places in Africa where you can go without a visa. Some places, it is easier to enter the kingdom of God than to go through to a migration officer in some countries in Africa. Therefore, Trump has simply told us, clean your act. But who brings problems on these countries? Who brought a problem in Somalia? Who brought a problem in Sudan? Who is fighting, fueling the Sudan conflict? Trump. Trump is making one-side meeting in Jeddah. He doesn't want Kenya to meet these other rebels and organize them, but he is meeting some rebels in Jeddah. I've been following them. A few weeks ago, he was in Abu Dhabi and the UAE. I know what was going on. He is the same America that destroyed Somalia in 1991. Some of you were still very young. You read about it. Some of us were here. We are there, grown-ups officers of government. Somalia went down because America told Siad Barre, do this, do that, do that. The generals came and removed Siad Barre. Since then, Somalia has never gone back. Sudan, Chad, and other restrictions, the countries that Libya, who has destroyed Libya is Obama. Obama, Clinton, Sarkozy, they killed Muammar Gaddafi. This man was giving us even free medicine.
Yeah. Is
I
that
think don't
evidence in the public
Wandera,
domain, Dr.
yeah,
Machanga? Let's not go.
Wandera, please.
No, let's
It
stick
is
to
very
the
clear.
conversation.
Let me speak my mind. It's very
I
clear.
want you to speak your mind, but also let's be a little bit factual so that
Am I
we
not
have a
factual?
construct
Resolution. I told you that
the
the other time.
the question I wanted to ask you,
The
Dr.
resolution
Machanga.
1973. Wandera, leave me to
Hold
make
on,
my
no,
case.
hold
Okay,
on, Dr. Machanga.
guide
The
me.
question I wanted to the question I, the question I wanted
Guide
to
me.
pose to you.
Teach me.
Of course, you've talked of Rwanda, you've talked of Gambia, you've talked of but you've not talked of Benin and Seychelles. Also, these
I'm
are
coming.
these are
I'm giving you
these are
examples.
these are top performing countries that offer visa-free access to all African visitors. But as you know, Dr. Machanga, where do we get the range to lecture others when in our own system, we still have about 50% of travel routes within Africa that require a
Exactly.
visa before you even travel?
Exactly.
50%. So where do we get this energy to lecture others when at home
for me, I've not
we have a
lectured.
big mess of ourselves here, Dr. Machang.
Yes,
And
you are
that's where
right.
I want us. Let's try to forget about other people. Let's look at ourselves first.
Yes, okay. Let me come back to ourselves. Let me leave the killing, the destruction of Libya to God. God will judge us later, Mr. Wandera. But the resolution 1973 of United Nations Security Council dismembered Libya. Up to today, you are putting sanctions on Libya. When it was America and France that bombed down Libya, and you left Libyans to who know where to go. But come back home as you want us to, you wanted the topic to go. Let's look at ourselves. Are we united enough? We are not. We don't allow even our own brothers. Apart from, I want to thank the government of Uganda. President Museveni has followed the policy. For us, with Somali brothers, we give them visa at Entebbe Airport. And all Somalis, if you have your money to invest, come to my country. Come. We give you visa. We are the only people in the world. We give it to you. We know how to look at the terrorists. Who are they? If they come, we come. We have a policy. Thank you very much, President Museveni. Open for Africans to come. We have taken our Somali brothers because America destroyed them. We welcome them to our country. They do our business, even some without permits. We don't touch anybody. We have never expelled any Somali from Uganda. They are doing very well. We don't discriminate them. For me, I say, give a credit where it is due. You can hate Museveni, that's your problem. But on good things, where he has done, I give him credit. That's why some people hate him for nothing. On this one, on migrant, everywhere. If you pull out a Somali passport, yeah. Even the Kenya International Airport, Somali, stand as if he's suffering from leprosy. Yet he's a human being. So look, first of all, we Africans have a very bad habit. And don't wait. That habit has caused us a problem. Let me bring in another angle, then leave some people to speak. We sell our countries cheaply. We sell our countries cheaply. A visa to go to America for a Ugandan is almost $200, which you pay. This is fraud. This is serious fraud that our governments are watching this. They don't even talk. African Union cannot talk. You pay $200, you are 5,000 of you queuing every day in Kampala. This happens in Kampala. I'm talking about my country. $200 per visa. Non-refundable cash. America makes more money from our own money. It doesn't refund the $200. And then they, out of 5,000 people who have lined up for visas, they only give 500 a day. 4,500 applicants who have paid $200 per visa. How much money? Those who did mathematics passed. I did not pass mathematics at O level in 1974. I failed. I got a 9 flat because I was the man for these other subjects. So I don't know how to calculate. Calculate for me per month. How much money does America make out of Uganda? Then you, a Ugandan, an American comes to Entebbe airport. You give an American $50. Kenya, $50. Yes. Are you normal, you people? You have governments looking to tax you. Some governments are taxing people in Africa. Instead of taxing this visa, let an American pay $300 to come to see our animals. They don't have Kruger Park. They don't have Serengeti Park. They don't have Masai Mara. They will come. And the clean ones, the good ones, will arrange to come. Because conditions in Europe, conditions in America, is they fight for sunshine. If there is no sunshine, there is Katarina. Samson, you know Katarina, that ships. Hurricane Katarina, Hurricane Florence, Hurricane who? They don't have anything. Tax them. Get money from them. For younger children, you can give them 50. I'm giving solutions.
No,
Then
yes,
even if
I
take our money.
Dr. Mashanga, I just want, so that to continue, I wanted to give you this information as well. Huh?
Yes.
Now, the cost for visa for Americans required to pay for visa to travel to Uganda. Single entry visa requires, that's about $50. East African tourist visa, $100.
You see?
And multiple entry visa is between 100 to 100. Transit visa is 50. And then, of course, the standard processing time is 8 days.
You see?
For Ugandans applying for US migrant visa, including tourist visas, they normally pay about $185.
Yes, I was right. I gave yes.
And the same requirement also applies to Europe.
Yes.
Okay. For instance, Uganda to let's use example of Uganda to travel to Europe. To most European countries will require about 90 euros. 90 euros, that's about how much?
That's about $150, $130 to $40 dollars. Yes.
Yes. Children aged between 6 to 12 will pay for 5 euros.
You see?
But additionally, they're also
non-refundable
for the visa application processing center.
Non-refundable. You see, when you pay, it is pata potea. Sorry, for those who don't know English, Swahili, it is you put potea. If you get, you get. If you don't get, that's it. Nobody even writes an apology. So now, look at look. When America says it is funding projects in Africa, I want everybody to open his eyes and ears here today. That's the same money they use to fund your projects. Did you know that? The money they get from visas pay for salaries of the employees, and they reserve their money. It is our money they collect, non-refundable. They ask you to bring books, bank account, bring your father's death certificate, your mother's death certificate. If your mother, you don't know, then you fail. Now,
do our African governments refund to those who come into our countries?
I was coming to that. They have come. They also have taken a habit of not refunding. It is only one man in Africa who has asked for, started a debate.
But when do they even not give visas except this new Sahel group and other upcoming African countries who were so brave and actually cancelled all American applicants and visas? But when do Africa say no to a European or
Okay,
a
I,
American visa? Zero.
okay.
are you saying that African governments do not say no?
They don't.
There's some few, very few say, like the man of today, my younger man. I have been to Jamena, and I think 1 year ago, I was seated with him. He's beginning to see the light. There is something which I'm happy about this man of Chad, is that when I told him that Mr. Muhammad Faki is a very bad man, when he finishes African Union, don't allow him to come home. He told him not to come because there is a lot that I cannot say here publicly. But thank you very much, Wandera. This topic is very serious. It's a serious topic that touches us.
Yes,
Trump,
and Dr. Mashanga, as you proceed, now I want you to speak about this before I pick someone else. The issue that are being raised also here is about people get visas, they go and overstay. We've had
yes,
cases.
I was coming.
We've had cases even in Europe where people take a visa for 1 month and then they disappear. You are no longer located at the point where you said you live. Yeah. So this habit, Dr. Mashanga, we can also use this platform. As much as we want other people
Yes,
to also behave, we must also behave because
we
countries.
exactly,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
exactly. The behavior, our behavior is also appalling, and also the governments on this in African continent. There are some governments that are very ruthless. Let's not forget that some governments, America has not looked at some governments that are very bad. There are certain people who are genuinely leaving countries in fear of persecution. Let's be honest. There are serious. A situation of Sudan, for example, is you cannot say a man coming from Sudan should go back home. Go where? Another point that I want to leave the people to discuss. Syria was very peaceful. Europe and America came
But
and
Dr. Mataniga, if a Sudanese person goes to America, for example, whatever way he uses or find himself there, they're not supposed to be returned under
but
the
that is
Geneva
exactly what I'm
Convention,
saying.
1951 Geneva Convention.
That's what I'm saying. Under the Geneva Convention of
Yeah,
1950,
1951.
1951,
Who has been
1954,
returned?
1951.
Who has been returned?
1951, and the rest of those conventions. Once you
Who
declare asylum at the port of entry, don't go with a visa, a passport, then go inside, then start to declare. Declare at the port of entry. As soon as your first port of entry, you step there, tell them, I have run away.
And Dr. Machanga, while speaking of that, of course, I want to give you two examples of countries here that have been highlighted there, that have been banned. Nationals have been banned. Look at a country like Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea, these visas, their nationals, they get visas, they go to the US and then they overstay there. 70%. 70%.
And then they start lavishly. They
Of
start
overstay
eating,
rate of
spending.
70%.
They have more money. They started trading. They started lavishly exporting big cars from America on an expired visa. You cannot now
This,
blame
yeah.
Trump on that. We have to blame
These guys never go
ourselves.
home.
Yes.
Look at Chad. Chad has an overstay rate of 55.6%. Almost half of these guys never go back home.
Yeah, because one of the things that they do is, how do you go home when half of Chad in the north has a problem? Some of them don't want. That's why when people are going to apply for asylum, don't hesitate. Reach the immigration and declare and say, I am seeking asylum here at Heathrow Airport. There's nowhere else you take me. Not that way. Not you on the only way is that way. They will deal with your case there. Look at your case. Those days for us when we went, they look at your case. They call the council. The council collects you at the airport. They look at you. They say, we have accommodation in our barra. We can take that one. We shall accommodate him. You leave all your papers there. They process your papers. They give you back your document, give you political asylum. You live your life up to where you are. You don't tell lies. Stay there. Go enter with a passport. Then hide. Then you are found working. Then you blame America.
Like Dr. Matanga, at those days, were they not giving some sort of a green book that you have to go to the police station, sort of, and register?
No, there were in the UK. There were no restrictions of green book. There were just only a paper.
There was a time they had that green books.
Yeah, later on, but at our
Yes.
time when we entered, there was no green book. You only state your paper, and then later on they give you a passport, a document, a travel document, which you can use in some countries, but not other countries. Like Kenya does not allow a travel document. You must make an application. But Europe, the rest of Europe, does not also allow a British travel document. Only Austria allows your travel document. So when you are going to France with a travel document of the Home Office in the United Kingdom, you must obtain a visa to go with it. If you are coming to South Africa, if you are going to Zimbabwe with a travel document, you don't need a visa with a travel document, because Zimbabwe was considered a British colony. So you don't need a visa to draw with a refugee travel document. Before you get your own passport or you get your British passport, you must have those documents. So Britain has a different, well-organized system, but still people beat it and then go underground. Then they are found there. When there is a fire, then they want to ask you, where's your card? You don't have it. So these are the people that Trump is trying to say, hey, at times you are overstaying. But the problem, as I learned, our problem remains with our African Union, our African organizations. We don't have enough people to speak for us. We have lost the speaking, energy. We don't have African Union itself. These conflicts are consuming us. Who's bringing these conflicts? Look at the conflict in Sudan. Look at Sudan.
Dr. Machanga, sorry. I wanted to share this. Maybe if you can just comment in 1 minute or two, the difference between Africa and the outside. For instance, I've been looking at data, how much Africans pay in visa to go out in Europe or America, and how much the non-Africans pay in visa to go out to enter Africa. When you look at how much Africans pay to go in visa to go out to Europe and America, for instance, to travel to Europe, the United States, of course, it varies with the country and the visa type, but a non-refundable fund fee of about 90 euros, which is approximately $100 is common for Schengen visa to travel within the 29 European countries. But then for the United States, the fee, a non-migrant visa, including tourist and business visa, you're paying about $185. Now, when you look at how much non-Africans pay to get into Africa, of course, the visa cost also varies from one country to the other, but it's significantly lower as compared to Europe or the Americas. So, like for instance, many countries are generally charging $50. $50.
Yeah, we have cheapened ourselves.
For a single tourist and single entry tourist visa. Yeah.
If you are putting 200 single tourist visa, people will still come to come and see Kruger Park in South Africa.
Countries like
Yes.
Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, on the East African tourist visa, they only charge $100.
Which is very little compared to what these people gain from us. They gain from us our women, they gain from us our food, which is not available the other side. When you go there, you eat either macaroni or what. Here you eat real organic food. That is gaining.
So
they enjoy our nightclubs.
So
in America, nightclub, you are dancing, a man pulls a rifle, AK-47, he wants to kill you.
Generally, a general visa in Africa, an average visa for a non-African to get into Africa is just $50.
Yes, which is
for 30
very
days.
little.
For 30
which
days.
is little, which is very, very little. Governments should look at that. I hope governments, there are some people I've seen down here whom I told to come, they are listening. Increase the visa fee, increase it. You will gain a lot of income. You will have even good.
But Dr. Mathanga, for me, I differ. Reason
Okay,
being,
wait, let me finish. Then you might present your case, Mama.
Finish, Dr. Machanga. Finish, Dr. Machanga.
I am landing
so that we can land, so that we can.
I am landing. I will wait here for your.
Yes.
I am saying Africa should look at the visa regime. We are now being taught a reason. My points, let's not forget them. There is an there is World Cup going to take place in America. America has punished us enough. Mr. Trump called us shithole. Let's give him a shithole by avoiding, and I'm telling you, by avoiding his World Cup, let him play in the stadium. If those stadia he has collected around, Africans, please wake up. Have this thing of collective responsibility. Finally, African leaders don't have that thing of working together. I saw it on Zimbabwe. When they refused the Zimbabwe leader from going to the US, good former African leaders like Nyerere, Obote, Nkrumah, the rest, Amir Kabura, NASA, Aisirasi would not go. Sekuture, they will refuse to go. They will not attend such meetings. But here, African leaders, when they are called in the White House, it is like a competition. They don't care whether Mnangagwa is going or whether Eritrea man. Why do you exclude one African country? Why? Don't go.
Okay.
Sit at home and then give a warning. That's why America underrates you. That's why America underrates our leaders. That's why America calls a whole leader of South Africa, ambushes him, and his mouth becomes dry. He doesn't know what is going on. That is not very good.
Before someone else respects us, do we respect ourselves? Do we value ourselves? African leaders, they are just coming the other day from Russia. All of them had gone there.
Why do you go to Russia?
They had said that they are not going to sit in a single room where one president is calling them, all of them 55 going there. Nowadays, they compete going there.
Anybody will answer this question. I want some people like Abdullahi Haraki, my good friend, to answer for me maybe this question. Why do we have African Union then? Why do we have that secretary, the chairman? A meeting like that in Russia should be attended by one person. All of us give him a memorandum. We say Uganda needs 5 hospitals. Kenya needs 20 hospitals. South Africa needs 2 bridges.
We don't trust each other. We don't trust each other.
That is it.
Kenya will
that is where we are.
Very soon Kenya will be hosting France Africa Summit here.
You see now, everybody is going to run here. Why don't we have one African Union? one Secretary General collecting all. Why did we create that post in Addis Ababa? Why do we run there and the planes will kill our presidents in air? They are going to die. The other time, the South African president was going to die in Italy. The plane rotated 5 times because they didn't want him to go to Ukraine. So what type of greed is this that takes these guys to run around the world instead of sending the Secretary General of the African Union to present one document or one full document to Putin? Why?
You say these guys are your friends. Why don't you always advise them when you sit for breakfast?
I have always advised the ones I've advised. Don't you see them working?
Uliona vile Wakenya leaders wa Kenya walikuwa ignored wakati Popa
Anyway, the
amekufa,
ones
alikuwa
that
anasimama kwa barabara.
Mr. Kenneth, the ones I've advised are working very well. And
Okay.
you know one of them is my friend, is doing very well. Yes. And we have to protect him.
Who is that?
You know him from West. Didn't I call you when I was in Ogadugu? He's my friend.
Okay,
he's doing very well.
Dr. Achanga.
Mr.
Okay,
Mr. Burkina Faso, Niger. I have been there. As I end, you can go and collect dollars in Burkina Faso. $10,000 if you have local currency. But it's near heaven that you can get $10 from a Nigerian bank. You can't get it. Even if you have local currency, Naira. It is not there. So, what type of Africa is this?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Machanga.
Thank you. So for me,
thank you so much.
I will continue to fight for this continent, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen,
you have a lot of work cut out. You have a lot of work cut out for you because
there is no unity.
To you.
No unity of purpose here. They are not united. They are French. Now, those who laughed at me can laugh at yourselves. The man from Djibouti you brought has already been pocketed. He has sold. He has sold our organization to Bill Gates. And asked Bill Gates has given him 200 billion. So for those, I told you, and you said Matsanga was noisy. There you are. I'm laughing. I'm going home.
You are in Addis during the vote.
Yes, I did not want.
Baba hangefanya hivyo. You know, he's a big supporter of Baba.
There is one thing you can harass Raila for, but you cannot harass Raila for not saying enough is enough. I watch her. But this one has now just sold our whole AU to.
Where you were supporting Fawzia, when did you jump from Fawzia to Baba?
No,
I don't even know.
Unless you don't know, you also sleep too much, because you don't know that I was Baba's campaigning manager. Even the clips ran around the whole world.
Yeah, but you said you also like Fawzia. She was your friend.
Is she not a Somali like you?
Absolutely.
So now, what is wrong with that?
Yeah, but I thought you'd at least want to change. Have a woman like there.
You. Everybody, we Ugandans love Somali like you. So what's wrong with me supporting Fawzia?
No, at least you should have supported her to have a female.
Yes, we supported her and she surrendered to Raila.
But the government
surrendered.
The government Somalia even endorsed her.
So what could I
actually do? No, the government of Somalia is the one who pulled the rug under her feet.
Yes,
and
we lost. Her. Then we had to support Raila Odinga. But now people harassed me. And now I am laughing. In fact, I'm the most enjoyable man in Africa now.
Enjoying how when your candidate lost?
No, he lost, but your candidate sold you to Bill Gates. You go and eat GMO.
Stay there.
But in totality, we are failing, right?
For those
but in totality, we are failing, right?
In totality, we are doing what?
We are failing.
We have failed, yes.
Yes, of course. If you are happy and there's someone doing a negative thing for the continent, then perhaps what you can do is to step up and improve.
I've stepped up.
Going happily.
I'm not going happily. I've stepped up, but I'm alone.
And then can I rebuttal Dr. Matanga saying that we need to increase the money? the visa money.
Hold on. I want to bring.
But
hold
you are
on,
going
Anna.
to speak, rebuttal me
I
later.
want to bring in. I want to bring my brother Bamporineza before I come to Hannah.
Okay,
Now,
thank you very much. Wandera will
thank you.
listen from the background. From the background.